Welcome to this explainer. If you look at the digital marketing landscape today, everything looks completely fine on the surface. Traffic is flowing, posts are publishing, sites are being indexed, business as usual, right? Well, not exactly. Underneath that calm surface, massive structural shifts are completely reshaping the foundation of how we reach audiences online. Today, we're going to unpack these hidden paradigm shifts you absolutely need to know about, drawing from the very latest data and insights in the industry. Okay, let's dive into this. We are looking at 5 distinct ways the search and social landscape is shifting beneath our feet right now. Drowning in AI slop, fixing your AI writing, the hidden Robots.txt trap, timeless marketing principles, and finally, the TikTokification of search. Section 1. Drowning in AI slop. Let's kick things off with a pretty uncomfortable reality. We all know there's a ton of AI-generated content out there, but that illusion of professionalism on social media, yeah, it's starting to crack. Pangram Labs recently ran a scan of over 1 million social media posts across various platforms just to see exactly what we're dealing with, and the results for LinkedIn were absolutely staggering. More than 40% of long-form posts on LinkedIn were flagged as fully AI-generated. Just think about that for a second. Nearly half of the thought leadership and professional updates you're scrolling past every day are entirely written by machines. And a massive driver of this? It's LinkedIn's own built-in enhance post button, quietly nudging users to just let the AI take the wheel.
But here's where it gets really fascinating. If we compare LinkedIn's heavy AI saturation to a platform like Reddit, the contrast is literally night and day. On Reddit, a massive 98.1% of replies remain fully human-authored. So the counterintuitive takeaway here is that identity-tied, professional content is actually the most AI-saturated, not the least. What does this mean for us? Well, it means that if you are taking the time to write original, specific, and personal content today, you are officially the exception. Authentic human writing is a massive competitive advantage right now.
Section 2. Fixing your AI writing. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it solves that exact problem. If the AI slot problem is real, how do we actually use these incredibly powerful tools without sounding like total robots? Ahrefs Maciusz Makasiewicz introduces a brilliant antidote to this, and it's called vibrating. Instead of the lazy, paste a keyword and hit generate method that's currently ruining our social feeds, vibrating is all about steering a rough draft. You're giving iterative feedback. You're basically treating the AI like a collaborative editor rather than a ghostwriter. You inject your vibe, your thoughts, and let the AI refine it over multiple guided steps. Makosiewicz's team uses a few highly effective methodologies to actually make this happen in practice. First up is the living draft. This is where you keep a topic permanently open and you just feed the AI new links and ideas over time until a really unique structure reveals itself. Then there's the AI interview. I love this one. You actually ask the AI model to question you like a journalist. It pulls your unorganized, highly original ideas right out of your head. Finally, we have 100-angle brainstorms, which pushes the AI to find those super niche perspectives that nobody else in your industry has even touched yet. The big secret to all of these? You stay actively involved. You aren't outsourcing your thinking, you're extracting your unique ideas. Section 3, the hidden Robots.txt trap. Let's shift gears for a minute and look at your technical foundation. Because here's the thing, even if your content is perfectly human, a technical illusion might be secretly sabotaging you. Is Google completely ignoring your Robots.txt file? It's a terrifying question for any site owner, right? Recently, Google's John Mueller highlighted a quirk that caught a Shopify store totally off guard. They were getting hammered by search box spam, so they added a rule to their Robots.txt to block it. Simple enough, but Google kept indexing the spammy pages anyway. Why? Because their anti-spam rules were being silently bypassed due to a very specific hidden formatting trap.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how this trap gets sprung. The site had their spam blocking rules tucked under a general user agent asterisk wildcard, which in theory is supposed to apply to all bots. But further down the file, they had a separate section specifically for user agent Googlebot. Here is the trap. When Googlebot sees its own dedicated section, it only reads that section. It skips the wildcard rules entirely. The most specific rule always wins. To fix this, you literally have to copy all your shared rules into the Googlebot specific section, or completely group your user agents together. It's a tiny technical detail, but it can have massive, catastrophic consequences for your indexing.
Section 4. Timeless marketing principles. So, with technical mechanics shifting constantly and AI totally changing how we write, what high-level strategies actually survive? What withstands all these relentless algorithmic disruptions? Well, we can look to Lorene Toohill for that.
She has stress-tested marketing philosophies during her incredible 22-year tenure as Google's chief marketing officer. I mean, she joined Google back in 2003, before Gmail or Maps even existed. She firmly believes that surviving constant disruption requires agility as an essential foundational skill, noting, careers are a jungle gym, not a ladder. You can't just follow a rigid, predictable path anymore. You have to be ready to swing to a completely different bar the second the environment changes.
She shared 3 core principles that have held up through 2 decades of intense tech evolution. First, be the voice of the user. She championed Google's first-ever brand campaign for Chrome to drive emotion, proving that work that actually makes people feel something outperforms pure performance spend every single time. Second, exactly as we just discussed, treat agility as a mandatory personal skill. And third, hire for attitude over resume. She specifically looks for what she calls quick-twitch generalists, people with insanely high curiosity who can pivot fast. Her default hire is someone who can completely rewrite the playbook when the underlying tools inevitably change.
Section 5. The TikTokification of search. This brings us to perhaps the most profound structural shift happening right now. Moz's Mikel Araujo recently analyzed a massive transition in the industry. Google is starting to function less like a traditional search engine and way more like a content platform. So the crucial point is, historically, SEO was all about domain authority. You relied on the technical strength and backlink profile of a traditional website. But visibility is fundamentally migrating away from domains and moving straight toward individual creators. We are entering the era of creator authority, where individual influence is rewarded directly within the search results themselves. And the evidence for this is already live in production. Google creator profiles are now public, they're indexed, and they are followable. They consolidate a creator's content from LinkedIn, YouTube, X, and Instagram all into a single entity. For instance, Barry Schwartz from Search Engine Roundtable already boasts over 670,000 followers on his indexed Google profile. On top of that, AI overviews are actively citing lower domain social sources if a specific creator answers a query better than a high-authority corporate domain would. It's a total game changer.
Let's move on and see how this builds into real user behavior. Because Google is acting more like a platform now, search sessions are actually lengthening. Google's own data shows that follow-up queries are climbing by more than 40% month over month. And why is that? Because AI overviews and integrated creator content are keeping users inside the Google ecosystem for much longer, rather than immediately sending them out to traditional websites like they used to. So to bring it all together for you, the digital surface might look perfectly fine, but the foundation is undeniably shifting right beneath us. From AI saturation making authentic human voices vastly more valuable, to those hidden technical traps catching us off guard, and this massive, undeniable migration toward creator authority. The rules are changing fast. The real question is, are you adapting? Are you that quick twitch generalist ready to rewrite your playbook? To stay ahead of these rapid shifts and keep your digital foundations incredibly strong, I highly encourage you to visit serplabseo.com. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning and adapting, because if search is no longer about finding websites, but finding individual people, who is Google going to find when they search for your niche?